Hello, my name is Jake Armstrong, and I want to explain my code to you. Um, so I want to start with the first step. So what we got right here is the first array. Basically, it's a bunch of numbers that are put into this integer array. And then what we are supposed to do is basically subtract the last element, so 93, from, from the first element, which is 3. And it's going to give us an average, or the number of what it is. So that will be 90, negative 90. The next one is going to be kind of the same one, but this one has a new element. Now this one is going to do the same thing just to prove that the code works with any array. And this code will basically take the last element and subtract the first. So this new integer for the third one, for the third step in this, will basically take the length of ages 2. This is just a new integer, like our placeholder integer. This for loop will basically take the sum and add ages 2 to it. And this is basically what it is right here. So what this does, after we have this already in the for loop, this will take the double average of the sum and the length and divide it. And then this system out print line will basically take the average and then print it out to here. So we could see the average is going to be 27. Next one. Next one is going to be a new array of names. So this is going to be Sam, Tommy, Tim, Sally, Buck, and Bob. And basically what we are trying to do with this is to count the length of how many average characters are going to be in this array. So we take another for loop here and we add the total, which is basically a double, put her here. And we're going to take names.length and add that to it. Once we get that, it's kind of like this up here. All we do is basically take the average. So we take the total divided by the length, and then we print the average. And the average letters per name is going to be 4. So the next one is going to be double average 2. Or sorry, wrong one. Next one is going to be string all names. It's going to be equal to nothing. This is going to be a concatenation string. We take our for loop here. And basically, all we're doing is adding this all names, which is basically the space. It's kind of a placeholder. And what we're doing is adding names, and then we're going to add another space to it. And what this does is when we print out the results, which is all names, since we set all names equal to names, it prints out Sam, Tommy, Tim, Sally, Buck, Bob, but it has the spaces in it, so it's concatenated. Next one we're going to do. So basically, yeah, whenever you want to find the last element of an array, you just do an array dot length to access the last element of an array. And then if you want to find the first element of an array, you do array and then do the brackets and then 0. So the next one is going to be int name lengths. So this is a new integer array. Set that, and then we do a for loop for the name's length being the parameter for the for loop. And then we set name lengths equal to name's length. And what this does is that this tells you the lengths in all name lengths. So in total, it's going to be 23 after this is played. So for this one, duplicate word, as you can see, is a method. It's calling a method. So if we scroll down, this is the method that it calls. As you can see, it's a string word in n, and this is the space for the concatenation for loop. Takes duplicated word and then plus and equals it to word, and then returns it as a duplicated word. Pretty simple. So what this does is that it prints out hello 5 times. So as we see in the console here, has a hello, 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 pretty much printed 5 times. So this is another method call right here. And here it is right here. It's a private static string, first name, last name, and then it returns, get full name returns, and then just simply adds the names together. So this one that calls checksum and then prints ages. So if we go down here, private static boolean checksum returns an array dot stream. Basically, it returns into a stream of the array and then makes sure that it's less than 100. If that's true, then it returns, goes back, and it returns as a boolean. So comes out as true, meaning that it is less than a 100. Now this one's a little bit tricky. So this one basically is trying to call and try to say that there's an empty double. So like right here, this is the empty double. And what you're trying to say basically for this one is that it's trying to prove that if you have an empty double, then it has no value, so it can't really be used for anything. You can't add it to like a normal array or like this one. So another like so this double array can't be added to this one because it doesn't have any values in it. So calls this get average, returns arrays.stream, and then it uses this or else. I actually looked this one up just for this. Um, this or else statement basically says or else it's like an else statement. Else it returns nan. And obviously it's going to return nan because you just cannot add an empty double to it. So we go up one more time. We'll go to the next part. So double, another double array, more values. Basically, this is going to prove that if we look at the method, is first array average greater? Double array, first array. So it's got two double arrays in here, first array and second array. And then it returns the get average, which we have here from the first one. and it's trying to prove that the average of the first array is greater than the second array. And if that's true, since this is a Boolean statement, go back up and look at it. Is the first array average greater? And then it has the double array inside as well as the another double array. And obviously it's going to return true. And the last one is pretty easy. So basically, this is like my age. This is actually how old I am. So it's going to print get age returns. So it gets the calls get age, and then that's the year that's implanted into the statement. So you could also use a scanner for if you were looking to get user input, and then they can put in their birth year, and then it can tell them how old they are. So basically, all this does is makes an int for birth year, right? And this is the method, and then returns year. So this uses java.time as the import, and then takes year.now. So this is 2023, and then gets the value, and then basically subtracts it by birth year. So yeah, here's my project. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.